We like to think of space as a big, empty room where everyone stays in their assigned seats. Mars is over there, Venus is over here, and Jupiter, the heavy, bloated king of the solar system, is kept at a very polite 400 million mile distance. But what if Jupiter decided to move into the neighborhood? What if the gas giant, a planet so large you could fit 1,300 Earths inside it, was just one step away? It wouldn't just be a nice view, it would be a front row seat to the end of physics as we know it. From your backyard, you wouldn't see a planet in the sky, you would see a sky made of planet. A churning orange marble wall of hydrogen and helium closing in like a cosmic closing time at the bar. And spoiler alert, Earth isn't the bouncer in this scenario. Earth is the coaster under the glass. If Jupiter were at the distance of the moon, the night sky would vanish. In its place, you'd have the Great Red Spot, a hurricane that has been raging for centuries, staring down at you like the eye of an angry god. The sheer brightness would be blinding. Jupiter is a master of reflection. It would turn our nights into a surreal orange-tinted twilight. You'd never see the stars again. You'd just see the bands of the Jovian atmosphere rotating at hundreds of miles per hour overhead. But don't get too attached to the view, because while you're looking up in awe, Jupiter's gravity is looking down, and it's already started pulling the floor out from under you. You see, when a planet that massive gets that close, gravity stops being a law of nature and starts being a weapon of mass destruction. You know how the moon gives us gentle tides, a few feet of water coming in and out? That's cute. Jupiter doesn't do gentle. Jupiter's gravitational pull on Earth would be roughly 300 times stronger than the moon's. The oceans wouldn't just rise, they would be dragged across the surface of the planet in a literal mountain of water, erasing everything in their path. But it's not just the water. Jupiter would pull on the very rocks beneath your feet. This is called tidal heating. The Earth's crust would flex and stretch like a piece of chewing gum. The friction inside the planet would generate so much heat that the mantle would liquefy. Every dormant volcano on Earth would wake up at the exact same time. Earthquakes wouldn't be events, they would be the new permanent background noise of existence. Let's say you've managed to survive the mountain-sized tsunamis and the fact that your house is now sitting on a river of lava. Good for you, you're a survivor. Unfortunately, Jupiter has a welcoming committee you can't see, and it's much deadlier than a little bit of molten rock. Jupiter possesses the most powerful magnetic field in the solar system. It's a literal trap for high-energy particles. By moving Earth this close, we've essentially jumped into a cosmic microwave set to incinerate. The radiation levels would be millions of times higher than what is lethal to humans. Within minutes, every electronic device on Earth would fry. Your phone, the power grid, the satellites, all gone. So you won't even be able to tweet about the apocalypse. And shortly after that, the radiation would begin to dismantle your DNA. At this distance, Jupiter isn't just a neighbor, it's a biological shredder. But gravity is a greedy mistress. Jupiter wouldn't just be satisfied with breaking our rocks and frying our cells, it wants our air, too. Because Jupiter's gravity is so much stronger than Earth's, it would begin to literally peel our atmosphere away. Our oxygen, our nitrogen, the very gas that keeps us pressurized and breathing, would be siphoned off into the Jovian abyss. If you've ever wondered what it's like to be a vacuum-sealed steak, now's your chance to find out. As the pressure drops, the water in your blood would start to boil at body temperature. Earth would go from a blue marble to a dry, shriveled raisin in a matter of days. Jupiter doesn't just want to be close, it wants to consume everything that makes us, us. Finally, we reach the point of no return, the Roche limit. Again, but this time, the stakes are a bit higher than when the moon met the sun. The gravitational difference between the side of Earth facing Jupiter and the side facing away becomes too much for the planet to hold itself together. Earth doesn't fall into Jupiter, it disintegrates into it. And there it is, the ultimate home renovation. Earth is now a ring, a dusty, insignificant stripe on the king's robe. Everything we ever built, every war we fought, every song we sang, it's all just a bit of extra grit in Jupiter's next storm. Jupiter is a crowded house. It has 95 moons at the last count, and they've spent billions of years settling into their own orbits. Now, suddenly, there's a massive cloud of shrapnel cutting right through the middle of the living room. Talk about an unwelcome home-warming gift. The remnants of our civilization are now high-speed projectiles. New York, London, and Tokyo aren't cities anymore. They are kinetic energy weapons traveling at 20 miles per second. They slam into the frozen crust of Europa, punching holes into its subsurface ocean. They pelt the volcanic surface of Io. It's a messy, chaotic postscript to our existence. For a few thousand years, the Jovian moons will bear the scars of our arrival. We finally made it to the outer solar system. We just did it as a collection of pebbles and dust. Rings are beautiful, but they aren't always permanent, especially when they're this close to a gravity well like Jupiter's. One by one, the pieces of the Earth ring begin to lose speed. They spiral inward, caught by the relentless grip of the giant. This is the final stage of the merger. Jupiter is cleaning up the neighborhood. Every mountain, every ocean, every human who ever lived, all of it is being inhaled. The gas giant doesn't even have a solid surface to hit. We just sink. Deep down, where the pressure turns hydrogen into a glowing liquid metal, the atoms of Earth are crushed until they are indistinguishable from the rest of the planet. We aren't a planet anymore. We aren't even a ring. We are just a slightly higher concentration of iron and silicates in Jupiter's deep interior. We've been digested. We spend a lot of time dreaming about reaching the stars. We send out probes, we build telescopes, we wonder what it would be like to stand on the surface of a giant. But maybe we should spend more time being grateful for the void. That 400 million mile gap, that's not distance, that's a restraining order. It's the only reason we have a sky, a tide, and the luxury of being alive to talk about it. So, if you ever feel like the world is too small or your neighbors are too close, just look up. Jupiter is exactly where it needs to be, far, far away. And let's keep it that way. Because in the game of cosmic musical chairs, you really don't want to be the one standing when the music stops next to a gas giant. Sweet dreams.